What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Clot collaboration with Nike on the Air Max 1 Kiss of Death in the Solar Red colorway. This is the third Clot Air Max 1 to release this year, and in my opinion, this one might be the most important. So this shoe released on July 20th for $150 US, which is the equivalent to roughly 190 Canadian, and the official colorway for this shoe is Solar Red, University Red, and Cool Gray. So why this shoe is so important is because this is actually a retro version of a 2006 Clot Air Max 1. The one from 06 was made in very limited numbers, of which a couple of pairs were given to Kanye West himself during his Hong Kong stop of the Touch the Sky tour in 2006. And while that release was never available to the public, people quickly realized that they can make a near identical shoe through the Nike ID, which is now called Nike by You platform. So when Nike found out that this was possible, they quickly removed those options from Nike ID, but by that point it was too little too late, and some pairs actually were delivered to the customers without the obvious Clot branding on it. So 15 years later, here we are with a retro version of that shoe, but where the OGs were much more of a classic Air Max 1 silhouette, these ones have more of that streamlined, slimmed down look that we saw in the retro version of the Kiss of Death Air Max 1 that released a few months back. So diving straight into the shoe, on the toe box, this is covered in this gray colored mesh. This mesh is literally just one layer of mesh, so similar to the OG Kiss of Death from a few months back, whatever socks you're wearing for this shoe definitely matter because you can pretty much see through the toe. Surrounding the outer edge of the toe box, we have this white or very light gray colored synthetic suede which has the feel of felt. And debossed on the lateral side, we have Clot in this cursive lettering. Covering the U-throat and the quarter panel of the shoe, we have this synthetic suede in the solar red color, and the top two eyelets are done in this gray colored TPU finish. We have this university red colored swoosh which also has that felt-like feel to it, and beneath this, the mudguard here is done in that same white or very light gray colored finish. Surrounding the top portion of the ankle collar area, this shoe has pretty much no padding, and all it has is this thin layer of gray colored leather. Covering the center of the back heel, we have this university red colored suede, and unlike the OGs, they've added this gold colored embroidery with this thread graphic on it, along with the Clot logo in the center. For the laces, so these come with these wax laces in university red, but they also give you a secondary pair of gray laces as well. Underneath this, we have a thin leather tongue which is unpadded, similar to the size of the shoe, and the leather here is done in this very nice premium gray finish. Stitched in the center, we have this red tag with Nike Air Max branding done in this gray colored finish, and then on the back side of the tongue, it's lined in this red colored leather, and we have the Clot logo stamped on the tag. Running down the center of the inside of the shoe, we have this thin strip of red colored leather, and then as we move on to the insoles, these come with these custom branded insoles. So on the left foot, the Chinese characters translate to Clot family, and then we have this graphic of this foot with pressure points or trigger points, along with the Clot logo on the heel. And then on the right foot, we have a list of all these body parts which represent key trigger points in traditional Chinese massage. And on the heel, here we have a Nike logo. So the upper of the Air Max 1 sits atop this full-length polyurethane midsole, and the midsole is painted entirely in gray. On the heel, we have this cutaway which exposes the Air Max unit that's found within the midsole, and the Air unit itself is done in this university red colored finish. Turning the shoe over to the bottom, here we have your outsole which is done in this icy translucent blue rubber finish. And then underneath this, we have this graphic with this black and white foot along with Clot branding on the heel. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Clot Air Max 1 Solar Reds. For those of you guys wondering how these fit, so I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and this shoe definitely runs roomy. So generally speaking, I'd recommend going a half size down, so I got these in a 9.5, and I know some people opted to go a full size down for this shoe. Personally, I think that's a bit overkill. I think going a half size down should be more than enough, and for me, it gave me a perfect fit from a width perspective, and there was just under a thumb's width between the top of the shoe and the top of my toe. So whatever you do not stick true to size. These are definitely much more roomy than your standard Air Max 1. Moving on to comfort, so overall these feel like any of your other Air Max 1s, except for the fact that the toe box is very breathable, which is excellent especially for the hot weather in the summer. Other than that though, the feeling underfoot is pretty much identical, so it's going to feel pretty sturdy. It's not the softest shoe out there, but for everyday casual use, it's going to be perfectly fine. And finally, from a quality and craftsmanship standpoint, I'm going to say it's pretty average. So these synthetic suede panels, which you can see on the mudguard and the quarter panel, this feels literally like felt. And the only thing saving the shoe from a quality standpoint is the leather they use surrounding the ankle collar area and the tongue. And then from a craftsmanship standpoint, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. I had a few annoying glue stains on the suede, but that was pretty much the worst of it, so the rest of the shoe was pretty well made. With all that being said now, let's lace these up and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. While I would have wished they gave us more of a traditional Air Max 1 to mirror the look of the OGs, honestly this is a shoe I never expected they would re-release, so I'm totally happy to settle with this. This might be a hot take, but I think this colorway, this third release, is easily the best one of the 3 they've released this year so far, and I think the colorway is fire and I think it's much more wearable than the other 2. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about the Solar Red Clot Air Max 1. What are your overall thoughts on the colorway of this shoe, the overall look of this shoe, and is this a pair that you guys picked up? Did you pass or did you take an L? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check me out on Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. You can check out my podcast too, called the Channel 8 Podcast. So the video version is hosted right here on my YouTube channel, but if you're looking for just the audio only version, you can check it out on iTunes, Spotify, or Podbean. So thank you so much for watching, thank you for the continued love and support, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video.